Hello and welcome to another update video about the DXY. Yeah, the DXY is turning around finally, and I think sort of what we talked about in the previous video is currently, so far at least, working out. I'm waiting for this A wave to complete here. Yeah, if we get 5 waves would be fantastic. Then we get our B wave and probably a C wave, and then we get our higher degree B wave, which would eventually result in another sell-off most likely. Maybe in the next video I've got a bit of time again to take a look at the higher degree wave pattern, but ultimately we're waiting here for an ABC. And I think we are currently seeing really the first real signals that we are heading into this B wave that we've been waiting for in the last few weeks. Because if you remember correctly, if you watched the previous videos, we had the wave pattern to the downside complete. This could still extend out further, but we said we need the first signal. Now the first signal was a break above the previous high. Now from that point of view, this thing flipped possibly bullish, and then we talked in the last video or videos about, you know, we need to reach the 1.618 extension of at least $103.50. No, I think actually that was a resistance, wasn't it? So we talked about here wave 1, wave 2. Oh no, it was the 1.618 extension, depending on how I measure it down there really. But round about here, the 1.618 extension around $103, a little bit more. So that was reached. It was even broken briefly in this third wave, which is ideal. And then, as you can see, we are seeing a very, very clear 3-wave move to the downside in a wave 4. Now, I also told you in the last video what we need to do to have a high chance for further upside in a 5th wave. It would be to hold the 50% retracement, which we did. If you see this, we only had a wick on the 4-hour chart below the level, but it was not substantially broken. What an impulse must not do, it must not break into, or this wave 4 must not break into the wave 1 price range. It didn't do that, and typically these wave 4s, they do hold the 50% retracement. And also here you can see very nicely that typically when the wave 2 is shallow, the wave 4 is quite sharp. And I think we had here quite a bit of a sharp correction, quite strong with a 50% fib level, and now we could be putting in this 5th wave. My view is that this 5th wave could complete the A wave of this larger B wave that we are waiting for. Let's take a look at a few targets for this 5th wave. So the 3rd wave is certainly quite long. So you would expect normally that waves 1 and 5 are of similar length. So one way of measuring this is we take the length of the wave 1, we go to the low of the 4th, and then you get to, okay, 103.80. Now this would be now, but this is pointless because we haven't even made a new high. But a 5th wave actually needs to make a new high, at least in normal circumstances. So that way of measuring target is a bit pointless. But what we can do is we take the length of the 1 to 3, and we go to the low of the 4th, and then we get a more usable target range. Now the first target here, and you can see how there is confluence. Maybe that's why we currently stopped there at 103.80. The 38.2 fib extension, but the next one would be the 61.8 extension. That's at 104.56. So I'd be watching for that level. Yeah. So we currently have resistance here, but this should actually break in a 5th wave. And the next key level is here, the $104.50 level. If it even breaks above that, then we have a very long wave 5, basically an extension in the 5th, which is possible. Then we would be looking here at the $105 level 75, and that is basically in line with the previous high. And we're looking here at the 1-to-1 ratio. So all of these are key targets. I think, you know, next fib resistance is here clearly that 104.56 level. It should reach that in a 5th wave. That would be ideal, and then we can have more confidence that this is going to move up in this larger 3-wave move, A, B, C. So you should get the A wave up. Could be nearly complete, might take another 1 or 2 weeks to complete. Maybe not even that long, maybe just 1 week. Then a B wave could be sideways, yeah, we'll see. And then a C wave to the upside, which should be impulsive, which finishes off this larger B wave. So it's going to be interesting. I think the uptrend is still in place. Yeah, I'm going to keep an eye out that for you, and focus on that for you, and keep you updated. You should now know all the key targets. And this count, by the way, remains valid as long as we're holding the wave 4 low. So against the wave 4 low, we can focus on higher. If the wave 4 breaks, however, then yeah, we only created basically a 3-wave move up, which would be less reliable. So we'll see. But then we might have to assume that the A wave only had 3 waves. So A waves can have only 3. But the default, you would normally expect 5. Yeah, it's a bit more common, a zigzag pattern. We'll see. The move up currently looks a bit impulsive, so I wouldn't be surprised to see that further upside here. But certainly we've got the CPI data this week, which will be highly, highly interesting and might shake everything up a little bit. Okay, that's my update about the DXY. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.